What's going on, Street Trip Drip Squad? Welcome back to the channel, guys. Yes, I'm here in the garage. You guys are wondering why I got these gloves on. Well, as you can see by the title and the thumbnail, today is maintenance day. So we're gonna do maintenance on the S5 Sportback here today. I love this car. One of the features I really love is I can DIY my own oil change without having too much. So it's a couple things you need. One of them being the Mighty Vac, which I'll show you in a second. But once you have that, that extracts all the oil for you. Everything else from there is easy peasy, just a couple tools you need. And you can do this right from home, guys. So this is one of the things I love. I can take care of this car. The biggest part of the maintenance is the oil change, and I can do that here myself in the garage. The second part of the video, which you guys will see as well, that's going to be coming up, and we are swapping the brake pads and also the rotors. So those got to go. These have seen much better life. It's been through multiple rallies, multiple road trip events, and coming up on, what is it, 30, I think 34,000 miles. Yeah, I've been doing some heavy driving, spirited driving, as you could say, in the back roads of Mexico.
And here we go for the Ostrich Derby, and they're off. Cats don't zig from between horses for the lead. Where's Dorinda on the inside, and Bird here erratic on the outside. Cats don't zig is actually zagging on the outside, but Cats don't zig is charging hard and drawing clear to win the Ostrich.
But yeah, so I'm looking to change that. New rotors are going to come in. They're going to be slotted and cross-drilled, which is insane. It's going to look really, really nice as far as the shot-wise, when you're doing video, we're just looking at it. And then also the brake pads, the EBC red stuff, one of the best brake pads around that I know of. I've been hearing a lot of people that use it and they love it, so we're going to be throwing those on as well. So let's get to the oil change first. Alright, so here's the Mighty Vac that I'm using, MV7201. This thing is really, really nice. It holds up to 8 liters, which is plenty enough for this car because this only takes 7.5. So you'll have some left, or space left, which is perfect. And then you can extract that. I have the hose here, as you can see, connected, and I'll show you which oil I'm using. So here's your oil filter, the OEM oil filter. That's the model right there, in case you want to get it as well. This is the oil I'm using today. The 5W40 with Molygen. Been hearing good things about this and excited to get that on there. Before, I did have the other version, the blue bottle. I guess that's the normal version of the 5W40. So essentially the same oil, just that this one has a little bit better additives in there and should help in the long run of this car. Now, you can do your oil change every 10K like the factory says, but I don't want to do that. That's also using 0W20, which I'm not using. As you can see, it's 5W40. A little bit thicker, better for all the mods and updates that I've done in the way I drive as well. So long term, you definitely want to switch over to 5W40. Unless you want to stay stock, everything's stock on yours, then I'd recommend staying with the 0W20, and you could do that every 10K. Me personally, I want to do this every about 3,500 to 4K is my personal goal with this. I did it last time with my old Audi, and that thing lasted wonders. It went well over 100K miles. I think it was like 120 by the time I ended up parting ways. That thing went everywhere with me, and it was really solid and drove like a charm. So that's the goal with this, is to take care of this one and make it my super daily, which I can do for many, many years to come. And doing things like this will definitely help with that. One upgrade I wanted to show you before we get to it. I did upgrade, yes sir, the oil cap 034. I got the billet cap in here. I'll take this off and show you. Real nice. It's got a good weight to it. Aluminum cap in there. Just kind of makes it feel solid in there, and I don't know if it serves a major purpose, but from what I heard, it locks in a little bit better than the OEM. How true is that? I don't know, but it looks good and it makes your engine bay look good. So we're gonna get to that. Take this engine cover off first, and I'll show you the drain plug. So the only two things that you need for this part, pretty much after you take the engine cover off, I got a set of mini needle nose pliers to get the drain plug, which is right here. It's a little plastic piece, kind of hard to see, but I lost one last time. If you guys remember, I had to run to the Audi dealer and get that because it's not your traditional one that has the long aluminum stem on it. So it's just a little plug, and everything else is digital as far as your readings on how much oil you have and all that stuff. And then you also need the 3/8 or the 32 millimeter to take off your filter, which is right up top here. So that's one of the things I was talking about. Easy to do maintenance, everything's right here. You don't have to drain from the bottom, which makes it more time for you and easier for you as well. So if you're willing to do it, it's worth it, and you could save a ton of money. With everything I bought, which is actually just the oil and the filter, it was $100. So not too bad at all, and you're gonna need to buy that anyway. So if you go to a shop or something like that, it's probably gonna be a lot more than that because you're paying all that labor. So save money, fun time, peace of mind, and you do everything your way, the way you want to. So from here, guys, we can insert the tube of the Mighty Vac right where the extractor, it fits perfectly in there, and just keep pushing that in until you hit the bottom of the oil pan, which you'll feel it. Also makes a little, just to let you know you're down there. And then once I hit the bottom, I go up slightly just to give it a little bit of space, and then you can start pumping. All right, so there's the new, there's the old. While that's extracting, I'll go ahead and put this in, easy peasy. One thing you also need is the ring.
Yes, we just discussed the ring.
Which is right here. So I'll put the filter down for now. Pretty much just want to get a little bit of oil to put around the ring. So what I like to do is kind of
lube it up.
Pretty much lube it up on itself. Anything that's spilt already, use that pre-existing oil. It stretches too, so you don't have to worry too much.
Can it break?
It can if you really like pull at it, but it falls into that groove right there. Just kind of work it in there. There you go. Just take it and you'll hear a click. Just like that. Once it clicks, you know it's in. It's not falling out. Now you can go ahead and move this hose slightly. It's the only thing you have to do. Just move it slightly to give you space, clearance. And you can put it in. Hand tighten it for now. And then afterwards you could tighten it with the
thingy.
There you go.
Sucks you can't do it on the Beamer. It's
I know.
pretty easy.
It is. Very easy. Wipe down any excess.
Oh, you have a lot of them. How many of them did you get?
So it comes with 8 liters, but the car only takes 7.5. So it tells you right there. So you have a little extra. Actually, no, sorry. Yeah, 8. This can go out.
What do you do with the little extra? You just save it, or?
I save it because down the line, it does burn a little bit extra. So you can always top off. You could check it on the inside, and it pretty much tells you where your oil level's at.
Sorry, guys. I'm asking a lot of questions because I'm a curious girl.
I mean, somebody out there could probably know a lot more than I do. I'm not a full mechanic. I'm not a tech. Just a DIY guy doing DIY things. All right, guys. So the Mighty Vac is done. As you could see over here, it's all the way to the max. All you gotta do is pop the bottle, start spilling it in there until it all fills up. Then you're pretty much good to go. Then you go inside the car on the settings and you can reset your oil interval, which is super easy, right on the car settings. And yeah, that's good to go on this part. So the next part you guys see after this, we're gonna get started on the brakes and rotors and get that going for you guys. It's also gonna change the look of the car too. I can't wait, I'm excited for that. So y'all stick around for part 2, guys.
Several days later.
All right, guys, so now we're getting into the next part of the video. Got the car lined up over here and we're just waiting on Drip Squad to come through, help your boy out. Yes, sir, this is gonna be crazy. Look at this. So you got the slotted and drilled, and then these are the brake pads, EBC red stuff. From what I heard, everybody that has it loves it, and also these rotors as well. So that's gonna be a nice contrast look, as you can see how it looks now. So I'll show you guys how it looks, and then once these are on, it's definitely gonna change the part. Ooh. There we go. So these are the original rotors, as you can see. OG, slight scoring, not too bad, but still to be on the safe side. And those are the pads that I just changed, and now I'm gonna have to change again to the new EBC stuff. So once it's on, you guys are gonna see the difference, and you can see how it looks right there. There you go. You can see all the kind of scoring going on there, but don't have to worry about that anymore. All right, we got the oldie out, sitting there. Man, just gotta clean it up a bit. Still in good condition. Those calipers definitely, you see all the gunk. It's crazy to clean that out. One of the hardest things to clean, but we'll get that cleaned. All right, so she is on. Ooh, look at that. Already looking crazy, just as it is there. Really, really nice design. Love the way that came out there. Just gotta throw on the pads, put it back, onto the next. All right, so these aren't the stock pads, but these are the Hawk 5.0s that I had on there. Just gonna switch them out for the red stuff, but this is still in good condition. As you can see, a lot of meat there. Good to go. We'll save this down the road. If anything ever happens, we can swap out to these. But yeah, that's what it looks like right there. Front pads are definitely bigger than the back ones. There we go. So that's the new stuff. We got the brake lube on there. I always want to put some lube. Can't go in. Y'all know what it is.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
But yeah, he's got that working there. And by the way, this is the Master Tech over here, helping your boy out.
Yes, sir.
If you guys need any of his service, we'll have him do a shout out once he's up and running after this, and let you guys know what's the deal and where to find him, how to contact, because he's definitely doing big work out here for sure, killing it.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
All right, so we got the pads on this one, and pretty much good to go. Just got to put the bolts back in there, put some Loctite on it, right?
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna put that on it.
Blue Loctite.
And
clean up and all good to go.
On to the next. Yes, rinse and repeat. Requires a lot of patience for you DIYers. But lucky for me, I found Superman over here.
Yes, sir.
All right, guys. So the front is done. Well, the front driver side is done. One of the things you definitely want to get and replace, recommended, is doing the brake pad sensor. This one has seen definitely better days. So we're going to go and get that swapped out. And also the rear ones as well, just in case. But this one's definitely not good or on its way out. And whenever you do this, you definitely want to get that replaced. So that's what we're going to do. And that's what she looks like right there, guys. Ooh.
Look in here.
So here's the reason why we're swapping it out and why you should. Let's see if that can focus right there. As you can see, there's wear on there. There we go. So you guys got that right there, and that's why we're replacing it. Not that it's, you know, completely broken or anything like that, but you definitely want to get that swapped out and get a fresh one before you hit the road.
Yes, sir.
All right, guys. So the fronts are on. Now time to tackle the back. I just stepped out to go grab the brake pad sensors. Grabbing that at a local auto parts shop so we can get that on and continue. So yeah, it's pretty much going to change color on the face of the rotor once I take it out and pretty much go set it in. So that's going to look nice as well. So that's going to change. So the silver there is going to match the silver of the bolt, which will look nice. But everything else is going to be black, which is going to look really nice as well. And yeah, so that's what she looks like right there, guys. All right, so time for the back. These are the back pads, what they look like there. That's the code in case you want to get the same one. And that's what it looks like there. And then we have the rotors here, similar to the front, as you guys already saw. Getting the car lifted and going at it. These bolts were super, super tight, messing with us, but we got the best of it, and we're ready to rock.
Did at the shop, by the way.
New discovery, guys. So this little thing right here is the pad shim for the rear pads there, and it goes right inside the caliper frame there. These are for the B9. Mine is the B9.5. It doesn't use this. It literally just clips on right to the little clips that you see there on the pad. It just clips right on into there. You don't need it. So I also think that was the culprit. I didn't tell you guys before, but I did have a lot of squeaking, almost like I had ceramic rotors and ceramic pads, and it was getting really bad. I thought my pads were all worn out, even though they were pretty much new. But I believe this was the culprit of that squeaking that I was hearing for so long. And yeah, so this is not needed for the B9.5, and it shouldn't have it, but if you do, or somebody puts it on, take it off. Alright guys, so we are done. Just putting the last minute torques on the wheels, and we are good to go. Don't worry, it doesn't look like that. It's still up on the jack. But I gotta take this out and go for a test drive, and then also break in the pads to the rotors, and we're good to go. Here we go, guys. So we just came back from doing the bedding. As you could see, hopefully the light's good. The black pretty much went away. Ooh, look at that. Hey, here we go, guys. Man, she is all cleaned, ready for tomorrow. And let's see if you can see the rotors. Look at that. Yes, nice and bedded, ready to go. Just got to finish drying her up, and we'll be good to go for tomorrow. Hey, another great one in the books, guys. Video down. I hope you guys appreciate the content. Shout out to Gene for helping me out so much on that. I know he's a little camera shy, didn't want to get on the camera, but definitely a good guy. If you guys are in the area, Central Florida, specifically over by this side, Winter Garden, Claremont, you definitely want to check him out, man. He's a beast. Very thorough, very knowledgeable, and man, helped me out definitely big time. So I'm glad I was able to get this done. It was definitely due, and we found a lot of potential future headaches by doing this today with everything that, you know, we pretty much broke down. So that was pretty cool. If you guys enjoyed the content, smash that like, hit that subscribe. Street Drip, as always, man, I'm tired. Finished washing the car, ready for tomorrow. We'll see you on the next one. We're out.